Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
You beat it.
Torn beat it.
You now have a big bug corpse in your mine that's going to become a farm, which is not really ideal, but it is defeated.
It's
With
fertilizer.
with the Ankh Queen dead, it means that your farmers can start moving in, and you can start clearing the way deeper into the ruins if you would so wish. These are things that can be done. Is there anything anyone would want to do immediately after defeating the beast?
And okay, Balara would grab parts of it, like you know how insects have like little hairs and shit.
Yeah.
She would grab 4 hairs off of it, put them in her hand, and be like, "We're drawing straws for the eggs. Who's going for them?"
What? Wait. Oh. Well, he'd like go and timidly retrieve his shield. I did kill it, so maybe I could be excluded. I need to oversee the body to make sure that it's not gonna come back.
And then I would throw them over my shoulder and be like, "Look at me and look at that tunnel. Obviously, I'm going for it."
Well, be careful.
I'll be fine.
Don't touch the goop.
Goop?
Yeah, there's goop. Corruption goop in there. Don't touch it.
Noted. And then she would double back for her lantern.
Yeah.
And go into the tunnel.
Awesome. You don't need to do any kind of roll because it's a straight line past the straight line other than the turn. Past the way that goes deeper into the gnomish ruins. But it's obvious because the Ankh Queen is much bigger than your regular Ankh. It left a wider tunnel, which is more unstable, but is fine for now. You would know from your, you may have been in a badger den once or twice before. This will all, because it's all soft ground, it will all fill in time if the Ankh aren't living in it. So, like, not the actual end chamber, but the tunnels. So you won't have to worry about it other than there is a place that something could tunnel in here. That's not inherently a bad thing. That's sometimes having the soil might be good anyway. You can go through into a chamber where you're immediately glad you didn't fight in here because there is that very strong, very sweet, pungent scent of the poison because there are pools of it that have formed, almost a mound of earth surrounded by a little lakelet of this green poison. It's not even glowing green, it's just when your lantern looks upon it, it's like uncomfortably vivacious color. You can see a place.
Any eggs look corrupted?
Well, the Ankh themselves weren't corrupted. That one was. The eggs look, insect eggs are kind of hard to tell. Probably, Torin and Lehau would know better. But they look fine for giant insect eggs. There's a large clutch of them by where there's space in the mud and dirt where the Ankh Queen's clearly nestled, and some bones of animals and things like that, and even some mechanical parts where clearly it's eaten some of the clockwork servitors of deeper down. So you could start a process of ferrying the eggs back and forth.
Put them in the tunnel, actually. I would put them one after the other and kind of push them in, right? And then once I got all the eggs, I'd like to take a look around to see if there is anything else of note or
You can give me an investigation or survival check.
That's gonna be a big survival, my dude.
Big survival.
It is a big survival.
Roll. Let me find my book. Guess what? The one I want is the bottom of the pile. It's not even in the pile.
Obviously.
Where's my book? I have a pile system for exactly these reasons.
It's such a shame that you have these piles.
should get some cream for that.
Oh, trust me, I have it. Is that mildly threatening? I hope so. So you actually do find quite a bit of stuff. You're glad you were doing it because you wouldn't have thought anyone else in the party would have found it. It was all like under the muck and following where this creature was dropping bones. And there are some humanoid bones in there, most likely from Minotaur. I mean, a Minotaur skeleton is very obviously a Minotaur skeleton, but not as big as the ones you were fighting. But you do find some things. Assorted things from people that it's eaten, that the other Ankega brought here, things that maybe already were here. I'm just being really bad at, there I am, at reading the Dungeons Master's Guide. There's actually a lot of silver. It seems that the Minotaur that was eaten was a priest, a priestess, and so has pouches of silver coin, which you would know it's kind of a worldwide cultural thing. Silver is more important to the holy. Ends up being around 21 silver coins, but that's not all.
It's enough to make a gleaming silver helmet for the newest hero.
It's enough to silver alloy something, maybe. I guess they're probably Minotaur coins, so they might be bigger, but
I hadn't considered that.
Could make a little silver helmet for your bell end.
yeah.
There's enough silver there.
Oh my god.
Uh,
A
You
chastity
also
belt for the poor cook.
find a potion amongst their body.
ooh.
Most folk in Mother's Horn don't bother with glass bottles. It's not as practical. So most potions are in either metal or hide drinking flasks or water skins. You speak Minotaur, don't you?
The
Be down as
beast
tongue.
one or
Yeah,
whatever.
beast tongue.
Yeah, I do. Beast tongue. Yep.
The text on the sides calls it a potion of animal friendship.
Okay.
Which is not super valuable with Amaryllis around, but you never know when having assorted potions around might be helpful.
Potion of animal friendship. Winky face.
The other thing of note is that there are some miscellaneous robot parts that maybe you would just pluck up because who knows?
Yeah, I would snag those
you're
for
exploring the gnomish ruins more in the future, so who knows if that's valuable. And there is a holy symbol on that Minotaur priestess's body, carved out of bone, with little shined pebbles. The Minotaur symbols to most Minotaur is a kind of classic fertility goddess sort of statuette. Obviously more like a Minotaur than not. So I imagine you would grab that as well.
Sexy Minotaur lady.
Sexy, thick Minotaur lady statuette on a necklace.
All right, yeah, I would snag all that, throw it into my pack, and then I would like brace my back against the eggs and kind of butt scoot out.
Yeah. And then someone at the
And
end
when I
can
was
help.
getting close, I'd be like, eggs coming through.
We got eggs!
Eggs here.
While she was doing all that, can I search for my arrows?
How many did you shoot?
3.
You get one back. They would have snapped.
There.
I would also have gotten what I could back. If
You
any.
get one back.
Okay.
Don't even
Need
get a
to
roll.
make some more arrows soon.
Yeah,
I need to
do some
also
fletching.
make more arrows.
What would the lads be doing?
Well, Richter, we need to get the body outside so we can burn it. Don't want this coming back to life.
I'm burned, I'm bloody, I'm in pain on the floor, facing upwards.
Oh, shut up, you pussy. You heal 15 hit points.
Thank you.
As
The acid burns disappear as if they were never there under the cooling touch.
this is a lot more forceful than like your standard like cure wounds. This is like you're blasted in the face by a gust of wind.
Dance.
Why do they ever let him be a wind cleric in this party?
It just sort of happened accidentally. Oh my
Help
God, that
me.
cookie looks
I'm in
pretty
pain.
good.
Burn.
Hold on, I got you.
It's gas
The
and air.
healing word is.
You all have cookies?
Hell
Me and
yeah.
Ian don't have cookies. Dogsy doesn't have cookies. This ain't fair.
Well, don't
I
say
have
all
fruit.
then. If you can't say all, if 2 of us of the 5 of us have cookies.
I can't make my usual sexist jokes.
Mathematic.
Oh my God. Only me and Dogsy don't have streams.
Okay, now all of us do.
I'm gonna snack on pineapple after this, so I'm happy.
Nice. I've already had a banana and a nectarine and some grapes.
Richter will push himself from the ground, stretch a little bit, grab his hand axe, put it away, and say, "Yes, we should get this body outside."
You feeling all right now?
Thank you. Yes.
Good. You really got a face full.
Better me than the rest of you, unfortunately.
That's true. I've already been through it once. Don't need it again.
Pleasant.
Eggs
While
coming
they're
through.
Yeah.
This is why
Yeah.
you're egging. Your
Okay.
timelines have not converged.
Okay.
Let's drag. Let's get out.
Yeah, I want athletics checks from the both of you.
Here we go.
Wait.
Oof. I'm very
We
tired
need her
after.
chitin to sled the eggs out.
There's still. Oh, well, that's gonna be a process either way. Luckily, they don't really shift it very well. You
Fine,
get
we'll
to
just
like
take
the
10 and it'll
entryway
take, like,
to
half
the.
an hour.
You get to like the. Luckily, there's a loop. But you get to like the entryway further outside of the cave, and the creature's just too big to fit. The chitin is too solid. You need to
turn it to the
angle
left.
it and
No,
pivot
no,
it
you're left.
particularly, and it's a big, heavy creature, and you just can't manage it. This is when Belle can get out with the eggs and see them trying to like push up the back of the thing, shift it and pull it, and it's just not. It's not working.
Hey, boys, break that thing down.
Torrin looks at it. He's like a bit red in the face. He straightens up. Be our guest.
I'm an expert. Maybe not at bugs, but I break animals down. I do that.
How different can it be? Please give me a survival
survival?
check. Yep.
How different can it be? What the hell is this?
Yeah. No, as much as it would have been hilarious for you to
It
fail,
would have been so funny.
and I wanted
Could
it.
I do a reverse alter fate?
You unfortunately talk the talk and then walk the walk. In the summer, there are less aggressive giant insects that are worth hunting. Not so good for eating, but to get the poisons and things like that out of them.
Dip my arrows in that shit.
Exactly. Especially the fire beetle, which is very good for building torch. So you actually do know how to break it down, and even take whatever part of this creature you want as a trophy part.
Head, obviously. Head. Hanging in the
Head
lodge.
plate.
The head is huge. You can. Yeah, I mean, you passed the check. Why not? It's a
We
little
need to
bit more
impress.
difficult to get it out of the tunnel, but you can. Whereas the actual body of the insect, you're like, legs, chop them all apart,
I would also
Desiccate
try to
the
keep a
inside.
piece of chitin as a sled to carry all.
Yeah,
want
I mean,
one of the
luckily,
mandibles.
because it's so... If you're taking the head, You can't quite take one of the mandibles off, and still it'll look a little wonky. It won't have the symmetry, Richter.
Or can we not just take the head plate? Because otherwise it's going to go all rotten, right?
That might be a little more sensible.
then
Which
you
would
can
still
have-
be connected to the mandibles, but yeah, that would be what you would have, is the kind of, the crest. The mutated
I have no
crest
problem
on
with
the
you keeping a
mandibles.
mandible, Richter.
Okay, thanks.
It's a little bit more complicated than that, but still. But yeah, you can break it down into parts. You can take outside and you can burn the corrupted inside. You can treat the head so that it won't go rotten and hang it up in the lodge. Which, of course, when you do so, you know, Bella coming in with the head of this creature while Richter and Torin are pulling the sled full of eggs. Everyone's coming to Bella like, oh, tell us about the creature, tell us all. She gets all the fame while these guys are just lugging egg. We've all been there, right?
She would be like, well, Torin was the one.
Redeemed. I was giving Belle the shady edit.
Hey,
And then I would go to Oscar and lay out all the shit that I found: the silver coins, the bones, the whirligig parts, the fertility goddess statuette, the potion.
do you make eye contact when you plop down the fertility goddess?
He does. He does like smirk at that.
Oi,
The Minotaur have a way about them. As far as I'm concerned, this is all yours. If we were still friends with the Minotaur of the Valley, then yes, we could give it to them.
I
Maybe.
have personal friends among them. If this can go towards rebuilding Cornucopia, that's what I want it to do.
The silver could buy supplies. Even if you ever went all the way to the bigger Minotaur settlements, an art piece such as this betitted thing might sell for some more coin.
Then I shall take it next time I run into somebody.
A traveling merchant might want to buy that for quite a bit.
This belongs in a museum. I'm sorry. It's that kind of day. I'm really sorry.
Jesus Christ.
It's a good one though. He nods. And yeah, you can keep that, and then he'll walk back to the lodge where you're kind of setting this all out. And the plan is, as much as it's kind of a meme, Neil had it right. Pickling them eggs for winter. It makes sense.
Can the four of us right now just kind of vote on what we turn that silver into right now, so we don't have to worry about it?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
we're basically going to just wrap up everything now and then call it an early night. So that's a good thing to do while we're wrapping up. Torin is helmetless.
Torin does need a helmet, but it doesn't necessarily have to be made of silver.
Yeah, because they're one of the valuable things about the gnomish
for his station.
about the gnomish settlement is there's a lot of metal parts. The metal is old and rusted or oxidized, but it's metal. You can get stuff out of it, while not, the original worth out of it.
We don't have a smith in Cornucopia.
No, the amount of metal you worked was never enough to full-time need a smith. That would be something you need to...
I guess we'd have someone capable of making things like latches for doors.
Yeah, you have
cooking
the
implements.
Nails.
But
Yeah,
that's
not like
that's
armor.
less a smith's job and more anyone who is working who's willing to work metal, right? Probably your local mason probably helps with that, and anyone. But in the future, if you want to set up a smithy, that's a great idea. A smithy really needs a place of their own, but that forge, the gnomish ruin you found, the part you're access to, one of them is a decrepit old forge. So you could totally
Be cleaned up.
clean that up there. It's also always an option to get craftsmen from other settlements, other cultures, if you so wished, or kind of try to, it's do you want the immediate? All right, let's get someone from Balcutta, or train up one of your local people who will always be loyal to you, but have less uptime, or have a slower startup time. That's a question. Those are the kind of things that matter in this game. You don't need to think about that right now because that's a bit of a few steps away. But it's an interesting thought.
I am good with turning the silver either into a helmet or turning it into a helmet via purchase for Torin.
I was going to try and roleplay going to I'm going to call it Oscar's house, because I would assume, because they came from somewhere, he was once a mercenary, surely he has a helmet.
Okay.
I was gonna give Torin like one of Oscar's helmets if he had one.
I think Oscar would. There's 2 helmets on the fireplace. Oscar's and Sophie's. They're old, but clearly, they are cleaned, right? When you do a sweep of the house, they're polished.
Oscar polishes his helmet.
Probably one of Richter's jobs to polish the helmet.
Keep it in the family. Keep it in the family.
Oh, jeez.
And that's canon. So yeah, you could go and give him Oscar's old helmet. If this is just sickly people. Everyone here is like slightly ill, other than Dean, who's just human.
We're just going to transmit all our illnesses to Dean.
No, Dean can be the healthy one that brings us all food.
Yeah, I can accept that.
So if you wanted, you could give him Oscar's old helmet. I'm trying to think how Oscar's old helmet would look. Maybe you have an idea about that, Mr. Richter. It's your dad.
It's probably... It probably doesn't have the nose guard that Torrens did. It's probably a little... more like a cap.
A Norman
Probably.
casque.
Neil knows his helmets for some reason.
Google it, Dean.
Oh, yeah, there's that diagram of all the evolution of helmets.
A Norman casque.
Oh, a Norman helmet is a bit
But you
sharp.
want without the nose guard.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of liked I was kind of imagining it having a chain back as well. So that would, make sense. Be decorated, small runes and things. Sure.
In fact, there's an old logo on it that's now scratched away as well.
So he was part of a guild or a city, or
you can come and grant that to Torin.
Yeah, I'll catch him at some point during the night, and
everyone's
under a cloth.
Listening to Bell talk about the battle around the fire.
Torin?
Yeah, what is it, Richter?
And I'll pull it out from behind my back under a cloth and be like, we did well today, and despite the fact that I did most of the work, you got the finishing blow, and I need you. Cornucopia needs you, and for that, I would like your head to be intact. And I offer the cloth with something under it to him.
He'd take it and pull back the cloth. Did you isn't this
Oscar's? Yes, my father's.
Are you sure that you
He would be proud.
Thanks,
I'm
Richter.
proud.
Thanks. I won't let you down. Thank you. Thanks. He'd like turn it and plop it on his head.
It's a big hit.
Nod to himself.
It's a bit big. The
Plus
Starnox
3
have
to
bigger
defense.
heads than old Tauren, but maybe it just feels big due to the emotional weight.
Because of the size of the legacy he is fulfilling. Whoa.
I'll tap my chest and walk away.
And then the beast let out a mighty squeal and sprayed acid all over Richter.
Amaryllis was there. She can tell you everything in just a... yeah. And you know what? This is even earlier than I expected, but we're all a little low power mode.
Real quick, sorry, before we like super call it. Like when everybody's winding down.
Yeah. I just like that clarification.
Insatiable.
Sorry.
Super call it. I like
whenever everybody winds down, I would pull the boys aside and I would say, right. So I'd like to build a boat. And then we can take this money and we can turn it into potions. Sail somewhere. If we're going to be getting injured like that, we're going to need potions.
Yes.
Tinctures. Things that we can't get here anymore. Or never could.
Tarnal, I didn't see anyone get injured.
I felt somebody get injured.
Unimportant.
Honestly, I can still smell somebody being injured.
Oh. That's... Thing just got broke. It's not a bad idea.
Poor Dean.
But if I'm honest with you, Belle, I haven't the faintest clue how to make a boat.
Griff does. Griff is good with wood. He's got to know.
I also have some experience with carving, and although I am not an expert in shipbuilding, I have seen a fair few in my time.
Apologise if this seems rude, Amaryllis, but isn't wood carving a little bit sadistic?
Amaryllis blinks slowly and just pulls one of the arrows out that she uses for her bonuses. Where do you think I get these from?
I believe the word is masochistic, Tauren.
Right, yeah. Okay. He gives Amaryllis an uneasy smile. I carved these from my body.
She has to prune herself.
Every time I shoot an enemy, a piece of me is in them. Oh my god.
She's a fae. She doesn't think about it that much, and neither should you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's the fae way. Don't think about it.
All right, so
Don't
that's another mission, right? You got so to do the old end of sesh recap, and you know it's everyone's job to keep your little mission book full.
No, I'm the leader, really.
There's exploring deeper into the gnomish place. Making a boat and going to trade is, you know, if you can do that quickly, that'd be really good. Those are really the main ones. But please let me know if you think of any more. I think this is a great place to end it off because we're all low power. Real quick. I don't want any Neil Tyrantal rants. Tell about who you are and all you are and what you're doing. Starting with Neil.
There won't be any rants as long as you call me Life Daddy. I am Life Daddy. You can find me at I nearly said at twitch.tv.
Life Daddy.
Twitter. At Nakai_ or at the Discord at Nakai. At me if you have any questions about Jarviskjir. I played in it for an awfully long time. Ollie referred to one of my characters as grandfathered in earlier because they've been around for that long. His beautiful face is on the map right now. His name's, oh no, you can't see it, but I can, and I can tell you it is beautiful. You can also find me on twitch.tv/Delric on Wednesdays. That's today, earlier, where I play Kingmaker game and summon devils and don't commit any sins.
I've played a few D&D games where people won't commit before.
That's me. Oh, hey, Artie, do you want
Dean! Quickly, before the cat takes all the power.
Hi, I'm Dean, at Dean Cutty, YouTube/Dean Cutty, everything Dean Cutty.
Alright, Ian. No long speech, Ian. We don't want it.
Ian, Ollie versus Resident Weeb. Sub to Ollie on Patreon to get access to the Monday game where me and Neil play very different characters.
Yes, the Monday game, $5 a month on Patreon, is a high school game. It is, if you want to actually learn more about Jarviskjir, there are real-time lessons from the teachers in universe because it's actually kind of fun. So if you actually want to know about like entry-level spell casting or how politics is taught in the world, that's generally what you get in that game.
Ancient history as well.
Ancient history, very topical right now. Something else that's ancient history is Zero Doxy.
Right. I used to be famous.
Now you hang out with us.
I am at twitter.com/ZERODOXY, twitch.tv/ZER0DOXY. I've been doing a shitload of Dead by Daylight lately. I would love for you to come watch. I'm learning how to be a killer, and I'm doing pretty good.
I'm
Things
learning
you don't want your friends to
how to be a killer. Speaking of killer, I got some killer stuff lined up. A lot of stuff I can't talk about. Hey, it's your boy, Big Ollie.
I
love that actually. That was
very good. It's your boy, Big Ollie, also known as Little Ollie, also known as Ollie the Rant. I'm a little under the weather, but hopefully I can sort out streams. They're either starting at 9 p.m. my time or midnight my time, Thursday, Friday. I got something to show you, so please show up. There's also the Sunday game. The Sunday game takes place in the Underdark. Yeah, that's them. Very interesting characters. Very worrying politics. Just like life. So that's where we're going to end off here. Please join the Discord if you haven't already. That's where you get a little bit more of the real talk, as well as just do it. Just do it. God damn it. That's it. That's your lot. See you next week.
It's the only place to get me to at Dean Cuddy and maybe get a response from him. Otherwise,
don't expect to hear from Dean from there, but those two definitely.
If I get added, I'm there.
He does delayed. If he sees it's added by me, I've got a bat signal, but for Dean.
A Dean signal.
It's his face.
Right.
He's like.
You know what? Let's leave these poor people alone. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Kids at home.
Bye. I'm gonna kill another.